You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments below. And be sure to smash that like button. Regional field is set. Baton Rouge this weekend. Coming in as the 3 seed, the Rhode Island Rams, champs of the A-10. Their head coach, Raphael Cerrato, is good enough to join us for a couple of minutes here. Coach, it's our pleasure. Thanks for the time. How are you?
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, we appreciate you. Start with an easy one. You see Rhode Island pop up. You're heading to the Baton Rouge Regional. First reaction for you and the squad?
We were pretty pumped. I mean, we looked at all the projections going into the last week and after we won a tournament, and I don't know if I saw one for LSU, so it was a little bit of a surprise. A lot of them were like, Chapel Hill, Georgia, Coastal Carolina, and I thought those were good because it's kind of a easier trip for us and some families, easier for families to get down there. But I mean, when LSU comes up, it's basically, it's like the pinnacle of college baseball, and Alex Box Stadium and all that. So our guys are pumped. And I mean, for me, we've played a lot of SEC schools in my time at URI, but I've never been to LSU. So we're excited to come down and hopefully we get a chance to play LSU. But we're excited to have the opportunity to come down, and we're for us, it's the first time we've been a 3 seed. So it's really a nice credit to what our team has done this year.
So it's an interesting transition. So how do you prepare as the 3 seed, knowing you're going to play Dallas Baptist, but there's 2 other teams that you have to scout as well? So how do you allocate your time this week?
It's for everyone. You got to be prepared to play any of the 3 teams. Obviously, Dallas Baptist is first. We're concentrating on that, but you have to be ready. We're doing all of our. Obviously, we just didn't find out till yesterday, so it's pretty hectic. Just with the logistics of the trip and all that stuff, and the flights and the bus, and so it's been a really, really crazy day, last 24 hours for us. But now, all today and even the next day or so, we get down there is our main focus is obviously Dallas Baptist, but we need to be prepared to play, either of the other 2 teams as well. So, it's actually easier than we went to the A-10 tournament and there's 6 other teams. Make sure we're ready for. I had a whole box of scouting stuff going down to that. So, preparing for 3 teams is actually, it's a little easier than 6 other teams.
It's a good way to look at it. When I look at your team, having not seen your guys play this year, I look offensively and I go, man, 309 team batting average, 85 home runs. How would you classify your team offensively?
I think we're well-rounded. I think I wasn't expecting us. It's funny, the kid Anthony DePino was probably our best all-around hitter and should get drafted this year. We were talking before the season, we've pretty much broken a home run record almost every year for the past 3 or 4 years in our place. And we don't get to play a lot of home games up here.
Sure.
Maybe, 21 a year. And it's usually the wind is blowing in and it's not an easy place to hit. So, I think we have somewhere in the low 80s for home runs, which, is probably a below average year for LSU. But for us, it's a big number. But I think what's changed this year is we've stolen a lot of bases. We can bunt. We've broken every single season record for URI in offense except for doubles, I think. So we walk a ton. We get hit by pitches a lot. We just get on base a ton, and that's what's been a difference. The last few years, I think we've hit some a good amount of home runs for a Northeast school, but this year it's just much more well-rounded. We can do a lot of different things. We don't have to hit the home run to win games. And I think the biggest difference too is you look at our 9-hitter, who's a kid who really hasn't hit much for 3 years for us. But great defensive center fielder, hit around 300 with like a 500 on base percentage, batting 9th. So it just sets up, a kid like DePino, who's not your prototypical leadoff hitter. It just sets up the top of the order. I think our lowest, kind of like 250 might be our lowest batting average. Our 2 catchers are right around that area, hitting 8th, and it's just it's a lineup that's been pretty productive 1 through 9, and that's been a problem years past. Is get to 79 and we just have kind of struggled a little bit. And this year we've been such a balanced lineup, and we put up big numbers. We really have.
It's one of the things they even noted on the selection show was how good of an offensive team you are. The flip side, I could look at the staff ERA north of 6, and looks like that might be a problem. But then I look at your record and I go 38-20. How big of a problem could it have been? Are you just outscoring people?
We did a lot early. We scored a lot of runs early. The pitching really struggled. We lost two really key, a starter and a kid who would have probably been either a closer or setup guy to Tommy John. So that hurt. And two guys coming out from injury last year aren't quite back to where they were prior to injury. So I had expected us to be our pitching to be a real strength of ours, but we've kind of haven't been pitching to our capability. But as the season's gone on, we've definitely pitched much better. And I think what actually won us the A-10 tournament was the pitching. I mean, we gave up 3 runs, 2 runs, and 1 run in the 3 games. And the place we play is a bandbox for the A-10 tournament. So that it was just timely hitting, some big home runs. But it was the pitching that carried us in the A-10s. And obviously we're getting to a higher level with Dallas Baptist and LSU in terms of hitters. But, I feel like we've definitely improved as the season gone on with the staff, for sure.
Raphael Cerrato is with us, head coach there at Rhode Island, the 3 seed coming to Baton Rouge this weekend. Will you announce pitching plans before Friday?
I will probably exchange it with Dallas Baptist on Thursday when we meet. I mean, it's not going to be a real shock if you look at our pitchers who's going to start. Which our number 1 guy is a 5th-year senior, kid Levesque, Chris Levesque, who's been good. He's had an incredible career. He's ranked top 1 or 2 in just about all kinds of categories. He threw a 10-inning shutout against Oregon. We ended up losing in the bottom of it, or 11th, 1-0 against Oregon. So he's the kind of kid that could, with his stuff, I feel really good. He's got basically 4 pitches for strikes. He's not going to blow you away with his fastball, but it definitely plays up. And he's a competitor, and we're excited to see him go out there and throw well.
Coach, I was looking at that Oregon series, the 4-game series that you played back in February. There was a lot of offense in that series, except for that game. I mean, what an enormous outlier! I
know, it was crazy. I mean, we ended up winning the first game by a run. And it was 1-0, and then we actually were up on them. I think 8-3 or 9-4, and then kind of fell apart, and then they smoked us the last game. But honestly, we probably blew the first half of the season. We blew 5 or 6 games that we had 2, 3, 4 run leads in the 8th, 9th inning, which we didn't do in the second half. I mean, we were 4-8 at one point, and then so I think we've been 36, 34, and 12 since. And the bullpen has come along better. Our closer's been really good. And we're a team that, I think it's definitely a special group, and it's one that is pretty gritty, and we've never given up. We've got a lot of comeback wins. We've gotten down early in a ton of games and just not panicked and just we'll just keep hitting, and we know we're going to score some runs.
Coach, before I let you go, the atmosphere is something we always talk about here. I mean, you referenced, Baton Rouge and the box and the pinnacle of college baseball. How do you prepare your guys for 13,000 and what a regional atmosphere will be like at LSU?
To be honest, it's who we play. The guys that have been here, and basically my whole career here, we've always played a really difficult schedule to prepare ourselves for regionals. I mean, this year we played at Oregon. Obviously, it's not 11,000 people. Last year we had A&M. Played at A&M. We played the year before was Auburn and Tennessee, and so we've played. I mean, almost everybody in the SEC and a lot of ACC schools and these guys have played against in that environment. So I don't really think it's going to be. It's obviously different. Obviously, if we play LSU, it's going to be different. It's going to be, it won't be the same if we're playing Dallas Baptist or Little Rock, but we've always played a really tough schedule to be prepared for that situation. And to me, it's we expect to come down and play good baseball, but the pressure for us was the A10 tournament. It's like we knew, if we had won 4 or 5 more games, we would have certainly had a shot in that large, but we knew we weren't getting that. So we knew we had to win the A10, and we had a number 1 seed, and I was super confident in our group. And that was that's what I've talked about the last few days, is like, that was the real pressure. I mean, this is, to be honest, no one expects anything from us except for the guys in the clubhouse, the guys in the field for us. So, we're just going to go play baseball. And like I told them, it's not that we don't expect to win and to play well, but, I mean, the pressure was last weekend. This is just, let's go out there and play good baseball. And if we do that, we think we got a chance to win every game.
Coach, I got great news. I saw the low in Rhode Island tonight is 47. It's not going to be 47 in Baton Rouge. Although that might be to your detriment. We'll see. Yeah,
I tell you what, I looked at the forecast, and I was glad I didn't see 90, 95. I think it was going to be like,
that's fair.
80, 82, because that's, we're not used to it. It's funny, even in Virginia last weekend, and we expected to be hot and humid, and it wasn't that. It was like mid-60s for all our games, which for us is like middle of summer, to tell you the truth. It's a little different up here.
Yeah, well, it's a little different down here, but we're looking forward to having y'all down. Safe travels. Good luck, Coach. We appreciate a couple of minutes.
Thanks for having me on.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.